Hello, everyone. This is BizChicks TV. This is a place where you can find tips and tools to help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. And today we are here with Coach Caren with Profits in Daily, all the way from Toronto, Canada. Woo-woo. Coach Caren is in the house. She's available for your questions today. We're going to be talking more about getting ready for the coming new year.
Yes.
So I'm going to just turn it over to Coach because, we don't like to waste a lot of time over here.
Exactly.
And
especially if you're getting ready for your Thanksgiving, I want you to get there and get doing and get going and all these wonderful stuff, right? So we're gonna make it snappy and we're gonna have you ready to go.
There you go. So without further ado, I bring you Coach Caren all the way from Toronto, Canada, with your Money Mindset Academy.
Yeah,
for us today, Coach.
So today is the 23rd. Could you guys believe it? The 23rd, okay, of November. Mm-hmm. And today we're talking about the full month because we did the day, we did the week, and today we're finishing up.
Okay.
We're talking about the first month. We're talking about all the stuff that you've been gathering. In October, we dissect, and I told you guys to get in there and power through because it's not an easy thing to do, okay? And don't let anybody fool you guys. That they just snap their fingers and everything fall into place. Because even if you get a program, even if you sign up for my program next year, rather, I'm going to make you walk through some things. Why? Because it's important for you to do it to find out who you are, where you are right now, and where you want to be. These are so important things. I tell you this from experience, from other people's experiences. You got to go through this tough part that nobody likes, but it's so important. Okay. So that was October. I ring you guys out. This month, we're talking about now that we take all of that and we did the daily, we did the weekly. Now we're going to do the monthly because now we're going to take everything and put it, and we know this is what we need to cover for the month. And here's why you need to do that. Because you don't want your months to be finished and you haven't accomplished what you want to accomplish, which means the money is not showing up as it should. You understand? And we know sometimes it takes 90 days, 30 to 90 days to see that first little dribbles of money coming in. Don't be despondent. It's going to be little dribbles. I mean, you might get a big flex or a big order, but it doesn't continue. So you get those little dribbles. And here's also why the little dribbles are really, really good. It helps you to see a pattern. It helps you to figure out how to market, how to advertise, and how to close your sales. When you get it all at once, you get confused and it feels like too much at once, even though you want the money. The work behind it, case in point, there's this lady that opened a boutique, and a friend of mine wanted to carry my stuff and show the boutique owner because she's like, Karen, this is perfect for what she's doing. And it was, she had a billboard out and what have you. And I said to my friend, after I went and actually see the store, this is after my stuff was in the store, I didn't go right away. I went like, I don't know, 6-8 months later. And I saw the shop, it's set up nice. She had a billboard out. And I started talking to the owner. And as I talked to her, I could see her just folding under because even though it was a great idea and she had the money for the store, she didn't do a good job building up to getting the store open, and then she had to spend a lot of money on billboards, a lot of big ads because she thinks that's going to pull people in quicker. What she should have done, we get to talking, my stuff was in her for a year. It sell well, but I had to pull it because she had to close. Well, one of the things I said to her was, I said, I know this is going to sound like the craziest because my stuff is in your store, but I watch the foot traffic since I'm here. And what I'm feeling is you're probably going to need to go back home and reassess what you want to do. And I said that to her. My friend was like, Karen. But anyway, we had a good talk, end up for a full hour because people come and go, buy a little here and there. And I was saying to her, I said, I know I probably overstepping, so I'll just leave. She's like, no. I needed somebody who was going to talk to me, to actually see me and not just say, oh, my clothes is selling and leave. She says, but it's hard to tell the person who's putting stuff in your store that you're not doing well because now they might pull their stuff. Because it wasn't me alone. We had like 6 or 8 other vendors who had stuff in the store that she bought from. And, she stuff and her own. And she's focusing on good quality and care. And what she needed was to do is build a community. And she didn't build a community of buyers. She built a community of, oh, that's cute and that's nice, and I'm going to open a store. So, once I dive deep enough, and I said to her, I said, it's hard. In November, no, I think it was February, I was going to get my stuff picked up because I knew, Terry, without she giving me numbers, she couldn't last another year.
Mm.
And she didn't make it to November. And let me tell you, because I was so generous to that lady, she sent my stuff. I didn't even get to go back and pick. She's like, listen, Caren, I'm closing. I'm sorry. I really took your words to heart. I want you to know that you helped me in ways you can't imagine. And I am boxing up your stuff. What left over, she says, I'm not even I'm gonna send it pure later. So it's gonna get to you. And without a doubt, my box what was left over was packed up with the checks of what was sold. That, I was sad that she had to close, but I said to her, you're going to have to save yourself and your family. And so these are the things I'm talking about, guys. When I tell you these things about planning, it seems very and dreary and buried, but it just helps you. If you're going to open a boutique in a certain area, and for instance, the second lady that had my stuff in the store, she only opened seasonal. So she opened October all the way to February. And my pajamas, because they're so very fancy, if you will, and Candace Cole, so people double knitted, is easy to sell. But my pajamas, October all the way up to December, people buy. And then people buy again for Valentine's, believe it or not, January and Valentine's. So I had a 5-month window, and then she would just send back whatever it was commission. And then next year she just take it again. Really, really good strategy. Because she went through the planning, and you got to do this, guys. You got to see what your month brings. As you guys see, I've shown you before, the bigger picture, break it down, and then the monies. What you're going to make off of it, what the profit is, what the advertising budget is, what the profit is for the business, what is your salary, what do you want to make yearly. You got to get this stuff going. You got to pray about it too, guys. Don't forget to do that. So at the end of the month, I would ask myself, what are my results? Like, did I fare well? Did what I have on paper seems doable? This is the part you got to get brutally honest. If you see parts, and this is the truth, if you see parts that make you cringe, whether it's the sale, the marketing, or the content, pause and ask yourself why. And ask what you're willing to do to hire somebody to do that if it's really hard for you to do. Because that's your driving force, your content, your marketing, and closing the sale. You need to have those things in place. No matter how great your product is, at some point, the people who know people are going to start to dry up or get fed up, and you need to get new people before that happens. You can't wait till it happens. You have to have that, okay? And who would you look to make this your reality? Do you have a friend to talk to? Do you come in and chat with the BizChicks? Do you want to talk to any of us? Do you have your mom? Some husbands, sure, but majority, no. I'm just going to be straight up with you. Unless they're in this field, it's hard for a lot of married people to talk to their husbands about their business. It's just not there. And no knocking the person, is just they can't wrap their head around if they themselves are not in business. But you find that person that you want to talk to and say, hey, I set up my month. I'm feeling this and that about this. This is after you've gone through it yourself, after you've prayed about it. Somebody that's going to not judge you, but just talk to you about it. That's it. They're not telling you here that they're just talking to you. You're like, okay, vent it out. Give it all to me, and I'll tell you where you stand. And you go away with that and come back to me for another round if you need to. Those are the people I'm talking about. Okay. Think about that. And how you do that, if you ask him, when you start telling them a few things, you see people, they either cringe, they eye roll back in their heads, and they disappear from you. That's not the person you talk to at all. Or the people who play that they're paying attention and they stare you down like they want to take everything in. They're trying to just make sure you think they're listening to you. The people who are listening ask questions in between, and they don't ask long-winded questions like, so how are you going to do that? Do you want my input? Is that the road you think you should go? You see, they're just checking in with you. So they've been listening to some things that you said to them, and they can repeat for clarity. So did you say that you want to make $10,000 this month? Is that going to be a lot of work for you to get to 10,000, or is it easy for you because you know this stuff? They're not going to be afraid to tell you that stuff because they want to know. They want to say to you, they want to come in and say, girl, you should think about 2,000, but they want to say to you, give you the play field to see if this is realistic. This is the realistic part. Karen is a dreamer, let me just tell you, but there's the realistic part where maybe it's 2,500 this month, maybe it's just 1,000 this month. I'm gonna go even for maybe it's just 3 to 500 this month. That's it.
Mhm.
And the next month you might be able to double it, and continuously until you get to your number. Don't be afraid of that. And you're gonna have to do some things that's gonna cost you money before that come into play. And where, you know me, where are you going to celebrate this? Are you going to cook a dinner, have a dinner, got dinner delivered, get a friend over, even if it's not the friend who's encouraging, but just a celebrating friend. Sometimes you just need a friend who could hype you up and celebrate like crazy. She know nothing what you're doing, but when she come over, you feel like $1,000,000. That's the friend you want over. Or if you got a couple of them, you want to go and have a good time. Certain people do not invite them out because if they got nothing else going on, they don't want to celebrate with you.
And and they're very critical. Why are you doing that, girl? What's it?
Yeah.
You want to mention sometimes what it is you're celebrating, and you start talking about your business. And if they're not party people, they're not going to be able to.
They're not going to. A friend of mine had a birthday party once, I remember, and she says, Karen, I don't want to do anything at home, so let all meet at a restaurant. And it was a restaurant we don't know. We want to do something very different, food we never had, la da da. And I said, I'm a picky eater, but I'll come and I'll sure something on the menu could be doable. I got myself there early. I talked to the guy, the waiter. He said, let me go talk to the chef. He goes, I got you. And when the party come, I got you. I said, thank you very much. Got myself there, so I'm not in the crowd of pick up things and trying to do it then.
And trying to figure it out, yeah.
So I was driving at the time. I had to pick up another friend. So her and I got there early. She said, Karen, I never thought about this. This is fabulous. So we were all seated and we had ourselves ready to go. So when the rest of the people came in, and 2 people were fussing. And I remember saying, I said, listen, this is my friend's birthday, and I know you're her friend, but if you're going to fuss, you're going to want to leave, because she might want to tell you, but she want to really celebrate his birthday because she had a damn hard year. And I don't know if you know, and I don't care if you know, but you came to a birthday celebration. I had to celebrate or leave. I mean, the place went quiet. I don't care. My friend, okay? We're friends for Petra's 29, but we're friends 29 years. Yeah. And the person sat alone. We had a good time. Mm-hmm. I think if I didn't, she was going to whine the rest of the night.
The whole evening.
So that's what you want, people. That's what you want. You want to make sure you got people who's into and wanting to celebrate for you and you for them. Okay.
You need a good cheerleader.
Mm.
A pep squad, if you will.
Those people are real. Those people are your people. I had a friend of mine in school. She used to be in all kind of things. But she was those kind of people. She's always cheering for somebody.
Yes.
Even when she didn't know what she wanted to do herself. She's like, I really don't know what I want to do in my life. But you know what? I just love seeing my friends figuring out what they want to do. I'm gonna reach there someday. I'm gonna get there. And before I came to Canada, she did. I met her up in the market. She'd finished. She got her degree, and she was teaching at the university. So she figured it out. Who would have guessed? Because this is a sports girl I'm telling you about. Like, she was in every sports theory. She played field hockey. She danced. You name it, she did it. Her dad really he was her. He used to say God sent him this child. It was a thing with him. He had about 8 kids, but my friend, was his golden child. He claimed that when she was born, it's like God opened the heavens and sent everything his way. And he said, I am not kidding you. This child was born and my life just made a 365. And so whatever Wendy needed, Wendy gets. She was also one of those lucky people that if you play the lottery, bingo, anything, she wins. But she's
a winner. She was just a winner.
But she wouldn't play. Like, if the school had a raffle, the dad would buy tickets in her name. She'll win everything. Anything you think he should win. And she herself, I used to say, well, Wendy, why won't you play? She said, it doesn't interest me. Like, I don't care about it. But she was just this humble, this soul that I'm telling you, Terry, around her, you just feel nice. No judgment. She's just this calm, relaxed soul. He wasn't kidding. Wow. Some people are just like that. So
what a blessing.
Yeah, we're talking today, and I'm gonna send you guys home early if you got a turkey going and whatever. We talk all this month, and I'm finishing up this week talking about your end results at the end of the month after the daily, the weekly. What did
Okay.
you gather? What are you seeing that you're good at, enjoy doing, brings a smile to your face, get excited to get up and do, and list them at the top? What is making your heart palpitate after you went through all these processes? And what are you feeling uncomfortable with? And is the uncomfortableness is because something you need to learn or is something you don't want to learn? Now, every business owner have things that they don't want to learn. But I beg of you to not learn it that you have to do it, but learn it to understand it. Because if you don't understand it, you don't know when you hand it over what's going to happen.
You don't know how to give direction.
And when they start explaining things to you, you're like, huh? 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 And you don't know, and you'll be taken advantage of. That's just a fact of life. People come and jack up the price because they're like, they also feel like they have to teach you because you didn't take the time to inquire. When I was very young, I always hear that if you don't ask the right questions,
yes,
you don't get the right answer. And I used to say, what do you mean? I'm asking you questions. I wasn't asking the right questions to the right people. And so they don't have time for you to ask a bunch of questions. They want you to ask a question that's going to get you the furthest along. And if you ask those questions, you're going to go further along. Don't be afraid. The most they can say is no, whatever that question is. Okay. But the more you ask better questions, the more you get better answer. And make sure that it's a reality. Make sure when you're planning, it's reality. It could happen because you're going to make it happen. You're going to work to make it happen. Some things take longer to work at, and some things you really have to park and then come back to.
That makes sense.
You know, park it and come back to it. And you get clarity. You know, you get clarity. Don't be afraid to park and come back. And don't be afraid to tell your customers, like, I don't know this part. This is not what I do. I could investigate and come back. You know, when I first started braiding clients' hair, I had a client, Terry, and I charged her $50 to braid her hair. Crazy number. Make no sense. But she came and I work on that lady's head all day long. And I make so much mistake and so much start overs. But she sat in my chair. And she became a client of mine for 2 years. A, she didn't have more than $50 to pay for this hair. B, I was now learning. So I was willing to take the $50.
Yes.
And C, we became such good friends because she was in a terrible place at the time, but just from conversation with her and I, she get to work through some things in her life. I get to braid her hair whenever the braiding needed to be done for the same $50. I don't think I ever raised her price. I never raised her price because she was just in this place where she couldn't afford it. But she wasn't a user. And this is what I talk about when people can afford something and sometimes you give people a blight. She goes to the farm. She would bring me all my vegetable, all my fruits, things for my kids, like anything that she can do. Because she says, Caren, I know it's not $50 and I know you're doing me a solid. So when she go to the farm, because the people she work with have farm, and she can just go and pick whatever's in season. She gets to go once a month. And my vegetable tray, my fruit tray, like I'm not buying food for weeks. Okay. Because when it comes from the farm, it's just really good. It's not going bad like when you buy it.
Yeah.
And like I used to be amazed. Like I would have an apple for a whole month. That come from the farm. Tomatoes, just fresh. It stays well. You know, it was such a difference. You know, when you get them. And so you never know how you're helping somebody else do something. So just wanted
that's so good. So then she would bless you and you blessed her and everybody.
Yes. It was like this circle that God was allowing to happen, you know, because I was looking after her, she was looking after me. And then right next to her, there was this big lady that wanted to do something because she's suffering. And she said, Caren, I'm just going to call you to tell you that I'm stealing your idea for a friend of mine. So it got extended out to this big lady that could cook, but wasn't making any money. And she said, I listened to what you said. And I told her, whatever you can cook it and see who's going to buy it. So she cooked it, went to church, offered to a few church people. And they're like, I don't like to cook. She's like, I can cook for you. Got 3 clients, got 6 clients. She's like, girl, And this
I'm
is how well
telling
we
you,
extend, we help a lot.
especially now. I think if you cook, if you are a person who cooks, all of y'all who are cooking, Thanksgiving dinner right now, if you're a person that cooks, be aware that a lot of people don't want to cook anymore. Now
Mhm.
they
Yep.
retired, now the kids are
Yes.
gone. They
Yes.
just, you know what I mean?
It,
And you
it
can
gets
really
tiring. I
start a
love to cook, but
business.
it's tiring. I'm not going to sit here and lie. It's tiring.
It is. And if you don't have that synergy of other people helping you, it's just a lot.
It's a
So
lot.
there's a that's a good business.
It
Personal
really is.
chef
It
stuff.
really is. It
Yeah.
really is. It really is.
Or
Food,
just
you could
delivering food.
never, I always say, you could never, I used to say that whole month, you could never go broke once you got flour or water, because I was a bakery. And if you got rice
Hmm.
and some kind of beans, because even are not vegetarian, because that would have been cheaper, people would buy it from you.
Hmm.
I can't tell you how many people would it always starts out with you giving people something to eat, and never be afraid to give people something with no looking back for what it's
Yeah.
going to do for you.
Yeah.
Just give it, and just give what your
And
heart,
give it from the heart, please,
yeah,
people.
feels that you want to do. Just go in and just share. I remember first sharing when I come to Canada, Glenwood, and people say to me, "Why would you bring things and give to people? We working at a place where there's food. I'm like, we working at a nursing home. Nobody care about our food. Like, I am bringing. It's my celebration, and I want to bring it and share."
Uh-huh.
And they weren't used to it. That's what it was. And I tell you, Terry, I blinked and it was all gone. And everybody's like, "This is good. Where can I get some more?"
Exactly. You know?
That business flourished for 4 years. You guys stay there.
What a blessing.
Yeah.
Oh my
So
goodness.
that's what we talked about today. I hope it was informative for you guys. I hope you're seeing this pattern. I hope you're seeing what can happen, because if you keep doing it, you're going to be smiling next year. You're not going to be wondering what to do.
I love it. So we got the day, the week, and today we talked about the month,
Yes.
and then each month
Next month,
eventually.
you have what? Yeah, the first quarter. Then look, in 3 months, you got your first quarter.
Mhm.
And if you look back and see what you accomplished in your first quarter, I know, even though I do a lot of this myself, I'm still always amazed of how much I would accomplish when I set these goals. Like, I made myself a line. I'm going to do one next year, because I made one year before. Like, nearly every other year, every 2 years, I make myself a line of clothes, tops, pants, tops, switch out whatever I don't want anymore. And
Mhm.
I remember making the whole thing. I made a summer, mostly summer, and a few fall. And I set out a 3 months goal and a sewing plan, cutting, sewing, and designing plan. That was the plan. And so I would work at the days I'll cut, the days I'll sew, and I write out notes to myself. And lo and behold, in 3.5 months, I had what? 6 pants, a couple of tops, 4 dresses.
Mhm.
I was like, because I did the plan and I worked the plan. And the next thing you know, I was going out to places because I had a plan. I had a plan. I'm like, what do I want to wear and how do I want to feel? Like, what I want to go, what I want to do. My girlfriend had her 25th wedding anniversary, and we
Mhm.
went away for a week, and we went to a retreat. And so she's like, "So what are you gonna wear? What are you gonna do?" She's like, "One night is white," and she's giving me all this rundown. Wouldn't you know, Terry? I had a white pantsuit ready to go. I had a formal ready to go.
There you go.
She said, "Carrie, how you doing?" I'm like, "Girl, okay, when God is preparing you, gotta listen and go do your stuff, okay?"
God is good.
So yeah,
God.
you plan it out and allow it to happen. Don't rush. It'll happen.
All right, guys, we want to remind you that it's okay to make money in your business.
Mhm.
So if you are looking to bring profits in daily, you need to connect with Coach Caren. She can be found at Profits in Daily on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Are we on TikTok yet?
Girl, we on TikTok. Only 4 videos yet.
Okay, that's okay, but we started.
We started.
So you can connect with you over there.
Yep.
Okay, so Coach Caren Fern, all the way from Toronto, Canada, doing Profit in Daily.
Yeah.
So I'm going to
And
put that up because
yeah, and I
sometimes,
just put in my Candly link for,
oh,
I know it's the holiday, but you never know when people are off if they want to do some chit chat, because I am not off. I'm working until Friday.
okay. So let me put this over here on the banner. I'm putting it there, and I'm also putting it in the comments, guys,
Okay.
so that you can find Coach Caren everywhere.
Right.
You can book an appointment on her Calendly.
Mm-hmm. Are you guys open tomorrow?
We are not. We're doing an encore tomorrow.
Good. What
Because
about Black Friday?
we're doing an encore for the rest of the week.
Good. Good.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Time for family and relaxation.
Exactly. We're going to take some time out
Yes.
and go to the front of our own line.
Yes.
So,
Yes. Yes.
so with that, I want to remind you that if you're looking to become a part of BizChicks, you can simply go to BizChicks, not live, BizChicks.net, and join our community. We'd love to have you be a part. You'll find the heartbeat there at that connection, and put up a profile. We'd love to know what you do. Also, we have Accountability Fridays, and also we have free training. So you want to be a part of that community. With that, we love you. Thank you again, Coach, for all that
You're
you
welcome.
do. And remember, guys, go to the front of your own line.
Yes.
Have a great day. Bye-bye.